As our neighbor to the north, Canada is often the first place many U.S. exporters look to share their goods. A shared language, culture, and an excellent economic relationship with Canada make doing business there appealing to new and established exporters. I'm Kari Crane, editor of Shipping Solutions' international trade blog Passages. In this video, I'll explain the process of exporting from the United States to Canada, including documentation and compliance requirements, the benefits and considerations for exporting there, and how the USMCA impacts trade with that country. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our Basics of Exporting videos, sharing practical advice for exporters and importers. First, let's take a look at the challenges and opportunities that come with exporting to Canada. Fortunately, there are few trade barriers to overcome, but the challenges include many exporters forget that Canada is indeed a different country, and that requires specific export procedures. As a result, they fail to follow export compliance regulations, packaging requirements, and certification standards and customs procedures. Increasing competition in several sectors such as cosmetics, vitamins, electronics, and home furnishings translates into a need for competitive pricing, imaginative marketing, and deep discounts for agents and distributors. Bidding for contracts can also be a challenge for U.S. exporters because of requirements and security clearances. Bidders must be registered in Canada to bid and must fulfill all Canadian requirements to be awarded contracts. The potential rewards of exporting to Canada likely outweigh those challenges. The positive impacts of the USMCA mean that Canada may be a better option for exporting than other countries. The USMCA improves market access for U.S. companies in several important ways, specifically through intellectual property rights, digital trade, labor obligations, and environmental obligations. Canada's most promising sectors include aerospace and defense, agriculture, automotive, medical devices, renewable energy, information technology. The best thing about exploring the opportunities in Canada is knowing you don't need to do it alone. These are some of the places where you can get in-country, trusted assistance when you encounter difficulties. The U.S. Commercial Service, District Export Councils, trade missions sponsored by state and local trade offices, the International Trade Administration, the U.S.-Canada Chambers of Commerce. The documents you will need when exporting to Canada will vary depending on your products, but may include the following: a bill of lading, USMCA certification of origin, packing list, sales contract, pro forma invoice, customs declaration, and insurance policy. You can download free PDFs of these documents on the Shipping Solutions website. Fortunately, there are fewer restrictions for U.S. companies to export to Canada than, say, China, but it's important that you understand the regulations and how they may impact your exports. The first step is determining who has jurisdiction over your goods, most likely the U.S. Department of Commerce under the Export Administration Regulations, or the State Department's Directorate of Defense Trade Controls. If they fall under the jurisdiction of the Commerce Department, which most products do, you must determine if your export requires authorization from the Bureau of Industry and Security. You need to answer the following questions. What is the Export Commodity Control Number, or ECCN, of the item? Where is it going? Who is the end user? And what is the end use? By making sure your product is classified correctly, you'll be protecting the U.S. from threats abroad and protecting yourself from severe fines, penalties, and even jail time. Companies must use the ECCN codes and reasons for control described above to determine whether or not there are any restrictions for exporting their products. Exporters should refer to the Commerce Country Chart in the EAR to determine if a license is required. If it is, you must apply to BIS for an export license before you can export your products. Restricted party lists, also called denied party lists, are lists of organizations, companies, or individuals that various U.S. agencies and other foreign governments have identified as parties that one can't do business with. Restricted party screening refers to the process in which a company checks a potential customer or business partner against one or more of the government bad guy lists to ensure they are not doing business with a denied party. Regardless of where you are exporting, it's usually considered to be a best practice for export compliance to check the restricted party list every time you export. If you're an exporter who is considering exporting to Canada, consider this. Shipping Solutions export documentation software can help you quickly create the necessary documents and stay compliant with export regulations. You can easily find your product's classification, perform restricted party screening, determine if an export license is required, and complete all the required export documents quickly and accurately. Let us show you how it works. Click here to watch a video demo of the software, or click the link below to schedule a free live demo. There's no obligation. And to learn more about exporting, subscribe to this channel and to our free international trade blog linked below.